going to do now is I'm going to put the class in groups of 3, and we are going to be looking at kind of the next step. We're going to be looking at like the moral action, okay? What do we understand as the basis or to judge if an action is right or wrong? Like, what do we consider? So in the groups of 3, and I'll put you in them in a second, each member of the group is going to have a different reading. Okay, I'm going to tell you what your groups are, I'm going to tell you what your reading is, and each of the readings kind of accesses the same information, and then you're going to answer some questions about them individually first, and then you're going to talk with your group, compare your answers, and then you're going to go over and list a bunch of scenarios, essentially. So before I get you in groups, can you go on Moodle, please? There's a document there you're going to be working on. We are going to have Hannah. You're going to be with Joe C. and Jacob H. Okay. Marin, you are going to be with Lily. We're going to have Joey M. Joey Muzlakovich. You're with Megan Rystack and Nick. Annie. One is from the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. I'm saying that. And the third reading is from your book. Okay. I have physical hard copies of the Catechism's reading and the USCCB's reading. If I assign you the reading in your book, you're going to have to get on the book on the iPad and use it as you go. Okay? What I want you to start with in like 10 minutes, I want you to take your reading, and you're in your group, you're going to do it individually, so I'm going to give you a reading, you're going to read it, and then I want you to focus on answering only the first 3 bullet points on the worksheet. Okay, see the first 3? It says, what 3 major considerations go into the analysis of a moral act? Morality of an act. The first thing that you look at, you said was how would you define the second part of subject to goal or intentions? Perfect. And then how would you define the last idea? Where, when, how? That's a good word.
I just read it together.
Roll right now, you're going to do the first 3 questions based on your reading. In a minute, then we're going to do
I'm reading about
You're reading about it.
I have to read through to find out.
So, Joe, what did you say as being the 3 major objective act? What does that mean? So where, when, how, now they do a good job. They really do. What I'd like you to do right now is take just 1 or 2 minutes now. You should all have similar answers for the first 3. Can you share amongst your group and kind of streamline your answers so that they're the same, you have the same idea, explain it to someone who might have be proud of it. Okay? Again, 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so you're sitting.
Like you intended it to happen. Not quite.
What's a synonym for intention? Alright, quickly. We're going to go over these quickly, and then you're going to move into your kind of scenarios, alright? So the first, all of your readings, again, focus on the same idea. The first fundamental consideration when you're looking at the morality of an action is, raise your hand. Yeah. What does that mean, Megan?
It's like what we do.
Good. So this is the action. You can't overthink this one. It's pretty simple. The act itself. Pay attention. Secondly, go ahead.
The subjective goal or intention of a rule.
The intention. Okay. What's another good word for intention? You said subjective goal. What's another way I can describe intention? Yeah? The what? End view. Okay. End view. Your goal like that. What else? When I say my intention to do something is, how else can I describe that? Purpose. It's a good word. What's another good word? Goal. What did you say? meaning behind what you're doing. How about motivation, right? The thing that motivates you to do something. So if I'm using the words who, what, when, where, why, and how, what word would I associate with the object or intention? And Lauren, Lillian, or Maren, your group, what word of the question word deals with this idea? What, when, where, why, and how? Which of those words goes with the action? When I'm contemplating a moral act.
What?
The what? Good. This is the what. The intention group in the middle is the
Why?
why. Good. Thank you. And the circumstances would be in the back.
Like,
Sure, you can include consequences of the question words. What are we talking about?
where,
Good. Okay, the where.
with who.
So, what you're going to do now is spend maybe 10 minutes in your group together now, not individually, going over those scenarios. You can refer back to your reading because your reading gives you some scenarios of, we're going to talk about objectively good or evil actions. We're going to talk about how intention can increase or diminish the good of good actions or the evil of evil actions. We're talking about how the circumstances affect good and evil actions. You're going to come up with concrete examples, so do that right now. Based on your
But if somebody has a
Go on.
let's get like the amount that.
What are we saying? This is the first one. For a good situation, you help your neighbors. What's the bad one?
So that can be
Like amount of stuff to be done for.
perfect. Your
Create
intention
someone.
was a big one.
Make it use an accent.
Try and move without moving.
I'm doing that for
So say you go to church, you're not
Nice if you can join us.
What does that mean? I don't know.
Like, how can a good thing like feeling lessened in the feelings kid friendly? Right. And how would stealing that be less than easy? Yeah, right.
Isn't working on that.
Killing a dictator.
When a parent is doing this, compared to the what's the parent's intention? What are they actually act that do they go into that religion and pretend to tell a lie, or do they go into this and what? What's their motive? So the parent is acting to make their kids happy. The consequence of that, and the intention of the parents, let's imagine, is pure. The circumstances, they're young, everybody's harmed, so the act for that parent, right? Because of their actions.
Oh, in Spanish?
With the consequence being minor or intentional. But the lies Joe, Jacob, Hannah, are you there?
Yeah.
And you guys are here?
No.
Getting there?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's bring the attention up to the front and we will discuss for a minute. Thank you.
N-U-K.
Alright. If you're not quite done, you can continue, but don't discuss as you do. Give me an example from this half of the room of an objectively evil action. Period. Objectively evil. Anybody? Jack, what's an objectively evil?
Slamming a door in someone's face.
Let's give something a little more
Killing
clear.
someone.
Right, good, Jack. Like, killing someone. That's a good example because it's very clear. Objectively evil, objectively wrong. Give me an example over here of something that's objectively good. Feeding the hungry, good, objectively good, giving something to someone in need. Is there anything that you can do in terms of intention or circumstances that make killing a good an objective good, or feeding the hungry an objective evil? Each of your readings actually ends with this point. Jacob?
Like we should help the poor, but only to service hours.
Is helping the poor an evil act?
I know, I thought I said good hours.
Oh no, I'm not going to the next question, sorry. I'm just asking you a follow-up question on the first idea. In my intention or circumstances, whatever, is feeding the poor ever an evil act in and of itself? No. Is killing of someone ever an objective good in and of itself? No. So the idea that your readings end with is the ends justify the means. I'm sorry, the ends don't ever justify the means, right? Your readings kind of talk about that. That's why this is the first stop in moral theology. We have to stop here first and look at the idea that some actions are objectively good, some are objectively evil. Are there any actions that are neither objectively good nor objectively evil?
Like breathing.
Breathing. Yep, it's what's called like an amoral act. It has no moral value in and of itself. Right? What's another example? Shaking someone's hand. Right? I can use a handshake for moral good. I can use it for something evil. Someone in the last hour talked about shoving somebody. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like an objective evil, right? But if I'm on the football field and I shove someone to tackle them down, is that an objectively evil act that is just an unintended consequence of something good? No, it's fine. It's part of the game. There's nothing evil about it. It's objectively good in that instance. If I am mad at Joey and I shove him, then it becomes assault, something that's objectively evil. You know what I mean? You see the difference? Okay. Now give me an example. We'll go to Jacob's example. Tell me how intention can diminish the good of an act.
That you're helping the poor, but only to get you need your Christian service hours and no other reason.
Right. So the reasoning behind that would not be good. Tell me now, maybe a harder one. How would intention diminish the evil of an inherently evil act?
Like stealing food to supply for your children.
Right. It's quite a bit different if I steal Megan's iPhone because I want an iPhone, and I steal something because I'm poor and I'm helping my children eat. Okay. Stealing is an objectively evil action, right? It's contrary to the natural order. It's contrary to God's law. But my intentions all of a sudden change the morality of the act for me to some degree. Give me an example, someone from this group, of how circumstances can diminish the goodness of a good act.
Like if you do something good, then you get paid in return for it.
Yeah, that's right. Circumstances would diminish the good. What's an example of when the circumstances would negatively, or I'm sorry, when the circumstances would make an evil act less evil?
Would it be that if like you were in an emergency that you had to steal to provide?
Give me another example. Dana?
If you lied and said that something looked good today or something like that.
Right, that's right, that's a good one, Daniel. So, that's a great one. That deals with intention and circumstance. You know, my wife comes up to me, and let's say she's just not looking very good or something. It's impossible for her. She doesn't look there. And I would say, oh, you look amazing, I've never seen you look better. You know, that's a lie. That is against the law, right? It's against moral, inherently, it's against moral law. My intention, though, was not to deceive her. My intention was to make her feel good. So that would change the gravity of the moral situation. And the circumstances might be like she is currently pregnant and quite hormonal. And so I don't want to disrupt her mood, you know. So maybe the circumstance might change that also. You know, I might want to just be a little more delicate. Maybe she's having a bad day or something. That's good. Okay. Is this pretty clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So for this activity and the one that we did yesterday, if you haven't done them already, or you're not finished, can you bring them in finished Monday? Okay, and then we have a test on the sacrament. Perfect. I think we're doing good.